rise and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy Whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java with a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Headlines spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Serious is overrated. Every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town, but in a jest. Morning Whiz is always best. Time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my God! Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Yes, I am running late as always. It's good to see you. What has been going on this morning? You're going to need a timestamp. What do you need a timestamp for? Oh, I want to push people's buttons for no reason. What are you guys on about this morning? What in the hell happened with you guys? Is it because I was late? I couldn't keep you guys under control. Come on now. Hey, Wallstorm. Yes, I'm awake. Barely, but I am awake. I was up a little late last night. I had a sick puppy, okay? He's good this morning. Though. Don't worry about it. We are fine. He was just not feeling the top of his game. But he's prancing around this morning, doing just fine. Yes. Gotta love your 2-minute clip of Silly singing the tired loop. Come back. Oh, you love that? Yes. Volstorm singing is wonderful. That was Volstorm. Yes. I was stepping in as arbitrator, but catch this ball in your court now. Okay. Like I said, I don't know what happened. You have to feed me in, clue me in on this. What's going on? I guess I'll have to go back and look at chat. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, it's morning. I'm awake. You're awake. At least I hope you're awake. Because if you're not, this is one fucked up dream. Just saying. Oh, this is beautiful. Man, that would be a messed up dream. Do you have our coffee? God, yes, I have my coffee. Of course. Morning, Star Z. Morning, I'm just me. Squid was trolled by MLS. She'll be just fine. Just one of those things you have to get used to. Just leave those two alone. Serious. They'll be just fine. Troll's a big girl. Squid's a big girl, and MLS is welcome to be as much of a troll as he wants to. You'll get used to it here on the in the world. if you haven't gotten used to it by now, it just saying, really, it's okay. It's whenever they start attacking and start going after their kids in real life, that's whenever I start having a little bit of a problem with it. So yeah, Squid's a girl. Squid Proke was a girl. Yes. So is the troll, so don't worry about it. Exactly. That's all you need to know. Who in the hell is MLS? If they're gonna give people a hard time, they're not worth your time. I knew it. Partying too hard again. Why am I up? That's not the subject. Oh yes, it's a good thing to wake up to a fresh cup of Java and a dog vomiting in your lap. No, he's good. He just, like I said, was feeling a little pukey last night, but he's fine this morning. Just up wiggling around, probably because of whatever he ate. He's been having some problems. He's been having a little bit of problems, but he's good. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. I found some pretty cool stuff last night. Also, let's see. This right here just makes me laugh. Let's see it if I can share it. I think so. Yeah, I should be able to share it. This is so funny. If he needs help eating stuff that will make him sick, I can send him some backup. Oh no. He's good. The girl figured out how to defluff a small toy. Not sure where the squeaker is. Hoping she didn't swallow it. It would be painful coming out. Yeah. I see. I thought you guys would like that. Just gotta have a little bit of humor in the mornings. You know, don't let this shit get you down. Don't let this shit get you down. It's absolutely fine, because we've got the wonderful world of YouTube to bring in some humor. Everybody needs a little bit of humor. Just everyone needs a little bit of humor. Oh, what do we have here? Did I play that? Let's see. Somebody said, how come they don't have comedy like this anymore?
This is bullshit! Do you know who I am? My family owns half of Rodeo Drive.
Do you know who I am? Detective James Carter, LAPD. My family owns half of Crenshaw Boulevard.
I want a lawyer.
You need a personal trainer. This license says 180 pounds. You weigh more than a damn car, girl.
I have a thyroid condition.
Well, stop eating thyroid.
Look, can't you just, give us a warning or something?
That depends. You girls like Chinese?
Excuse me.
Carter. Lee, we are...
There's roughly 0 articles queued up. 0 articles? No, I have articles queued up. I completely do. Right here. Let's see. Fire officials describe harrowing conditions in Southern California. Wildfire exploded. Just think. This right here could be Kamala doing her job. Like, if she would have just kept all those people in prison just a little while longer, they'd have them to, fight the fires in California. Oh, this is pretty nasty. Look at that, though. Fire officials describe harrowing in Los Angeles. Fire authorities on Sunday described battling fierce, howling winds, rescuing people in fast-moving Southern California wildfire that forced thousands of people to flee and destroyed at least 168 structures. Nothing compared to the Summer of Love at all, which raged all across the nation, which was 10 times worse than any of this, where they burned, they looted, they pillaged, and they destroyed entire cities. This is just Southern California. It's only 168 structures. Just think of Minnesota, how many they destroyed there in the Summer of Love. And guess what? We have another inauguration coming up, don't we? Weird. You think this is going to matter this Summer of Love? They'll be talking about how ravaged Southern California is, but I doubt they'll give very much weight to the mostly fiery and peaceful protests this next year. Not a voted in individual. Crews increased containment of the mountain fire to 31% in Ventura County, northwest of Los Angeles. There's I think where Alamogordo Hills is. Up 26% in Sunday morning. The fire's size remains around 32 square miles. I'm grateful for the number of lives that were saved and the fact that we have 0 reported fatalities. In an emotional Ventura County fire, Dustin Gardner at a community meeting Sunday night. I know we suffered great damage, but thousands of homes were saved. Hundreds of lives were rescued. I know we made mistakes, but we will learn from those mistakes. Well, shit, how long have you guys been fighting fires in California? Shit, what else did you do to your porch? What else did I do to my porch? I don't know. I said, hello, everyone. I just chose the middle of the group. Not my fault. It was uneven amount of people. Bugs need homes, you bigots. How dare you brush clear and have controlled burns? All those poor homeless bugs shitting on the sidewalks. Morning, Volstorm. Sorry, had to make sure the wife got out the door so I can continue my life of leisure. Jeez, brother. That's awesome. I love it. You know, someone has to do it. Oh my gosh. This is wonderful. Yeah, I have to make sure my wife is very busy also so that I can YouTube when I want to. I wish that were the case. She keeps me busy enough. She keeps me as busy as she possibly can. Yeah, we need more. We need to stop these wildfires. No, these will continue to happen. The dry air, the winds. But you think that whenever they say, oh, we're learning from our mistakes, you would think they've been fighting fires, forest fires in California, since well before I was born. I guess they didn't learn around the time that they had Smokey the Bear and all that was their big campaign. Only you can afford forest fires. Ventura County public safety officials said that they prepared for dry, warm, and gusty northeast Santa Ana winds, but the fire that broke out Wednesday morning exploded in size. That's what she said. The winds gust up at 80 miles an hour. The embers that flew from orchards 2.5 miles away to residential neighborhoods around the community of Camarillo. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Well, here's the thing. You had oxygen, you had heat, you had fuel. That's all that you need to start a fire. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Inspection teams continue to assess the damage. It's really amazing to me that they haven't figured out what causes a fire. Firefighters made 136 active rescues. Man, they have been really busy in California. I wonder if they've taken care of North Carolina yet fully. I wonder if they've taken care of North Carolina yet on its entirety. That would be that would be really interesting to me. I don't think that they did. They have taken care of the people yet. I don't think it's going to happen. they it does amaze me. It does amaze me that they've been more concerned with Southern California than other places. Right? But they're really worried about Southern California. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think FEMA is going to do? Do you think they'll write them a $750 check? Do you think that'll happen? Do you think Camel Toe will show up in her home state? Do you think Joe Biden will come, with some trucks and help them out? I'm just curious. California and North Carolina are a good ways away. I don't think they can airlift enough water out of there. She deserved to be fired. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy, isn't it? They were very, very concerned with forest fires in California. Evacuation orders were downgraded Saturday to warnings for residents in several areas of Ventura County as winds subsided and firefighters were aided by mild temperatures. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me that this is the weight that they give some bullshit in Southern California. A totalitarian little country of its own, little socialist paradise, that they're so concerned about it. Won't even show to certify the election. Hell, she couldn't even show up to. She's doing lines off of Hunter's ass. What can you say? Morning, Tennessee Mountains, Pokemon. Hey, Pokemon, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. It's like the fire in Hawaii and the blue roof syndrome. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, in case you haven't noticed, I've done so much here. I've done so much here with my audio, and so if it starts going wonky, it's because I've messed with it. Camel is only wanted for owing some people about 20 million. Yeah. They're not going to be nearly as strong as the winds that occurred when this fire started. But for some of you, it's going to hear that the wind, and it might trigger you a little bit. What? There's your problem. There is your problem. They're not going to be nearly as strong as the winds that occurred when this fire started. But for some of you, you're going to hear that wind, and it might trigger you a little bit. What are you saying, that people in California are going to have PTSD because of forest fires? Jeez. So one of my old bandmates, and I'll tell you a little story. One of my old bandmates had worked for the California Conservation Corps, which, if you don't know what that is, it's CCC, California Conservation Corps. What they do is they go and they cut fire lines before forest fires start. It's sort of like a trade school kind of thing, sort of like the Peace Corps, but for forestry and saving the earth and all this kind of shit. And he worked a forest fire, was working a fire line, and this rabbit came running out of the forest fire, and the long-haired hippie, totally, vegan dude that was their group leader takes his axe and nails the rabbit with an axe, just a small hatchet, nailed it, stopped it halfway through, across the fire line. Because if it would have gotten across there, it would have started a fire on the other side. Nothing like having flaming rabbit. Yeah. He was out in San Francisco pulling bodies out of cars. And after that, he quit the CCC. He couldn't do that anymore. He said that was enough to get him to not be interested in doing that. So all these people want to talk about PTSD over a little bit of a fire. They can go suck balls. They can go suck balls. That guy saw things that people shouldn't ever have to see. It is amazing to me that this is really hilarious. Democrat Ruben Gallego, or whatever his name is, wins Arizona against Kerry Lake. Now it amazes me, this cotton flambe. Yeah, I guess it was. This right here. Yet they still won't give up. The AP won't give up and say who actually has won the presidency, the House, and the Senate. They still won't call it. They still won't call it. There's still a chance. There's still a chance. Somewhere out there, there's still a chance. Hey, you want to see something really cool, though? Here, I'll show you something really cool. This is what U.S. presidents would look like today. Want to see that? This is what U.S. presidents would look like today. Pretty cool, huh? Thomas Jefferson. James Madison. James Monroe. John Quincy Adams. Wild, huh? Andrew Jackson. Would you vote for these people? John Tyler. You think you would vote for those folks? Morning. Yeah, that's pretty damn cool. Good morning, Captain Kern. How you doing this morning? Hoping you're having a wonderful day. Yeah, they're more worried about the forest fires in California than a man that's suffering from this kind of stuff.
Young ladies right here.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you see?
What did I see? I was sitting over there. I heard the young man that's on the floor saying, hey, I'm willing to die. I'll do anything. I'm willing to die. I'll go to jail. I don't care. And he was saying it so loud that everyone turned around. So this young man, he got belligerent and he tackled him down. The one that just passed away in the brown jacket, the one that just went past.
Yeah. Your cities are going to shit. Somebody steps up to help, and oh my gosh, what do? They go after him full bore. Asheville, North Carolina is still a mess. They're still digging out bodies, and we have dirty water that's only good for flushing toilets. Sorry about that. Got a cough this morning. Lightning hit the neighbors, melted all their plugs, bounced off a palm tree right into your TV antenna, and a fucker came out. The TV light, a ball of fire crawled out, and it disappeared. Jesus. All good. Yeah, this is where they still won't call, the AP still won't call everything. See, there you go. 205-214. They still won't call it. They still have refused to call the U.S. House. They refuse to call it. AP just says, oh, and you wonder why I say you have PTSD. Even the toilets are screaming, "What's this shit?" I'm surprised that they're even going through with this one. How battleground states shifted. You know, here's the interesting thing with my wife, and we talked about this a little bit last night. Said, hey, it's interesting to me. We know why Camel Toe lost. Everyone that has been watching what was going on knew why people wouldn't vote for her, and we would scratch our heads if people were voting for her. We would just like, really? Do you not hear and see what she's saying and doing? She's been barking the same lies that they've been saying for the past 8 years, and the same lines: Russia collusion, and that he's racist, misogynist, that he is homophobic, all that crap. We've seen that. We know what the problem is the left had no plan whatsoever except for to continue to do the same shit that got us in this state where we're at 4 years ago. We know what's going on. We see it with our own two eyes. And of course, my lovely wife, loves to put those blinders on and not see what's going on around her. And it's going, well, they'll be talking about this for years, trying to discover what actually happened. And because I love my wife and I don't like getting in arguments with her, all I did is said, well, it seems like one party knows what happened, and they're willing to move on past it. They're not pondering. They already know. That's what I wanted to say, but I just said, yes, dear. Have a wonderful morning. Walked away. Yes, they'll be thinking about that for a long time to come. I didn't have the heart to tell her that we already know why she didn't win. We know why the House and the Senate got lost. It's the messaging. The messaging. Design our home the year of her birth. Oh yeah. We know that the messaging was really bad for them. Really, really bad. Just making sure my mic is on. Sometimes I wonder. Your dad made his own crab traps, fish nets, and fish nets. You like fish nets? I don't know. Some ladies like the fishnet stockings. You'll like this though.
Have a look at them. What? You need to stay inside the road markings. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Oh,
You're doing it again. Look, see the marking?
yeah.
Why are you going over there?
I want to move to the middle.
Well, then you need to check your mirrors and signal. Otherwise, you're going to crash into another car, and they have no idea that you're going to change lane. We're very close to that line still, so just try and keep a lane. Remember Beyonce? To the left. Careful, you're about to crash again.
I'm trying to go this way.
Well, then go that way.
Yeah.
Feel it though.
Yeah.
Stop.
Jeez, woman.
I'm here. What's he saying?
The policeman was shaking his head.
What do you mean?
You were going into them.
Why?
Why?
Jesus Christ. Did you not see that car at the roundabout?
Oh, Jesus. Good morning. Hello, Alita Lee. Good to see you. Good morning. For your information, not one dime for Cuba. Let the rest of the world fix that mess. Jesus. Yes, it was a smart idea to deal with the wife that way. Has me trained well? No, it's not even trained well. It's just I know that it's not worth the fight. It's not worth the fight. It's much easier. You have to pick your battles with your significant other. That's the smart thing to do. Getting into a stupid argument over politics with your significant other whenever you know that it's not going to change their mind. Yeah, it's not training. It's just it's just intelligence. I mean, my safety gear only protects so much of my head. I'm just saying, only protects so much of my head. This is pretty funny. Did you see what Ohio State did halftime? Here we go. I'll show you guys. That's pretty damn awesome. That's pretty awesome. And it was start a fight. You can't win. Oh, good morning, Rosalind. Good morning. How you doing? Good to see you this morning. Crazy day, huh? Crazy day. But we have some good stuff for you. We do have some good stuff for you. This has got to be one of the most interesting things. See if I can show this to you without getting in trouble. I'm having to think. So, as I told you, there's guys that I would think should be smarter than this. How he did this with a straight face, because I was talking about my wife here. How this guy did this with a straight face will amaze you. Watch this.
Sometimes I get sent out with a shopping list and my wife's like, do you want me to explain that to you? And I'm like, I think I can handle it. And then I got to the grocery store and I'm like, what is a shallot? You know what I'm saying? How many avocados is avocados? Like, if I mess that up, are we going to be eating guacamole for the next week? Apples, cinnamon, shit take mushrooms. That's a little rude. Tomato sauce, dill weed. What aisle is that in? Milk. That's way too vague. Okay, in my house, we go through stuff like oat milk, soy milk, rice milk, coconut milk, almond milk, every kind of milk. The only kind of milk we don't drink is milk. Yeah, I don't even know what milk tastes like anymore.
He's trying not to laugh.
Milk and almond. This is going to take me an hour and a half to find all this stuff. I should have asked more questions. Okay, thanks. Bye.
I'm just laughing because maybe the next 4 years will change your wife's mind about everything with the government. No. It's not milk, it's juice. Oh, maybe next 4 years will change your mind. I wish that were true. I wish that were true. No, she's been a stubborn communist for her almost entire adult life. It's not like she doesn't know any better. Let's put it that way. It's not like she doesn't know any better. She thinks that communism would work. Oh no, it's quite humorous to me. You should have waited for her to explain the list, dude. Find me a tit on an almond. Oh, we should have waited for her to explain the list. No, it's not hard. This is not hard. You know, or how about just send her out shopping? Like, even my brother-in-law, my brother-in-law one time sent me a message, and he was frustrated with his wife, and he goes, "Listen, how many different kinds of cheeses can you possibly have? I'm picking up like 8 different cheeses, like a pound of each of these. How many different cheeses does she need? And this cheese is not inexpensive either, because she does some really good cooking." And I sent him a message back. I was like, as many cheeses as she wants. I was like, she's doing all the cooking. Just she'll go through it. Don't worry about it. Just get it. He was like, I know. He goes, but this is expensive as hell. I was like, well, I don't think it's because of your wife's cheese selection. It might be our economy, dude. Oh, yeah. He voted for Hillary the first time too. I joke not. I joke not. You don't need milk. Put some water on it. That's right. That's right. Strip letter. Just a strip letter. How many cheeses depends on what you're making. Imagine lasagna made with American cheese. No, she does not make lasagna with American cheese. No. No, she made get this. Hold on. So get this. Now you have to put this into perspective. What was Garfield's favorite food? Anybody know? Anybody? Come on. They're in chat. You guys are all old enough. You should know what Garfield's favorite food is. All right. Yeah, I'll give you about 10 seconds. And then it's going to come popping up. And you guys are going to say, of course, lasagna. All right. Now I've got your attention. So as I said, his wife is Italian. My sister-in-law, she's Italian. And she likes to cook Italian, which I'll tell you something shocking about that here in a bit. So on last Thursday night, they had movie night, and the movie night was Garfield. So she made lasagna for movie night, and they had lasagna while they watched the Garfield movie. Isn't that just cute with the little 4-year-old and 5-year-old? I think 5 and 6-year-old. They've grown up a year. That's what they did. That's what they did, was have movie night, eating lasagna, watching the Garfield movie. That's pretty cute. I mean, come on, you got to admit that's pretty cute. one way to get those kids to eat. Good morning, Margaret. How you doing? Good morning, Tammy. Okay, sorry, headed to bed. I'm tired. Only been 23.5 hours since you slept last. Have a great day, everyone. Have a good day, Donna. Have a good day. Italians get pick up from Olive Garden because they're all family there. No, here's the interesting story. So we went to Italy. Was it not last year? Yeah, last year went to Italy. It was a big family trip. It was my wife and me, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, their 4 kids. 2 of them are from her previous marriage. The father-in-law and the mother-in-law, all together. We stayed in a couple of villas, which was fun. And we went to, we just made some really cool trips. If you've seen some of the videos I've made, I've got videos of goats and pottery making and all kinds of stuff that that was part of the trip. And she wanted to go learn to cook some Italian food. So we took a couple of small courses or whatever that it might be, like Italian cooking. And she was amazed how little spices that the Italians actually use in their cooking, like for everyday cooking, for, making lasagna, pizza, whatever it might be. She was amazed, just like, oh my gosh, I never knew that's, how this stuff is made. And then she would taste it. She goes, it doesn't have a whole lot of flavor to it. And she's used to the Americanized Italian cooking, which has to add a whole bunch of spices and flavors and, just a big mingling of stuff. And she didn't understand that most of the food that's being prepared in Italy is got very little spices in it. It's mainly the ingredients that are so fresh that you don't have to worry about that. Let's see. We went from they started out. My wife and I started out in Venice. They started in Florence. I think that's right. I think that's right. And then we met up somewhere in between. Trying to think. I can't name all the places that we were at. We also went to past the big lake up there, one of the big lakes, into another part of. We ended up in Rome. That's Rome sucked. I mean, most of the places we were out in the country, it was pretty good. Yeah, you don't spice your stuff all up. There's no need to. Going out and cutting fresh herbs and spices for that. You prefer Northern Italian garlic and basil are the only two you ever really need. That's right. That's pretty much it. It's just pretty straightforward. All roads lead to Rome. Well, and I'm trying to think what the name of it was because I did most of the driving. There's a cashmere goat farm up there. And people always think that cashmere comes from sheep. No, it's a goat. It's a particular kind of goat that they get their undercoat brushed out, and that's where they get the cashmere from. Getting fresh cheeses. Oh my gosh. Oh, fresh meats. There was we did France, I think 2 years before that with the mother-in-law. And wife and I grabbed some lunch at a little local, one of the, I think it was like a Saturday or something like that. And they had the open market, and we're just walking through, grabbed some like olives and some meat and some bread, and jumped in a canoe, and we were taking this, like canoe ride down the river. I don't remember the name of the river. Don't ask me. And we stopped off at a little island, just a little inlet, and sit there and had some lunch. It was about 4 hours that we were on the water. My wife got so sunburned. It was awesome. Palooza, Italian, Sophia Loren. Yeah. I'll have to pull up a map because I can look at a map and tell you better where we were at. Map of Italy. Here we go. Let's see. And here we go. Give me a second. All right. Let's see. Yeah, give me a second. I can tell you exactly where we stayed at. Because we did end up in Rome. Driving in Rome sucked, like really bad. Give me a second. I'm having to look just to see where exactly it was. All right, so Bologna, whatever, Florence. Yeah, so they landed in Florence, and then we did not hit either of the coasts. Parma, Palencia. That was the first place that we ended up in. Let's see. So I'm just having to look. San Marino. Is that right? No. Yeah, there it is. Perugia. Yeah, so all of this, and that's the lake, I believe. That's it. Here we go. I can share this. And close. I don't want to see that. How do I close that? Close. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's see this. Share this screen. Share this tab instead. Okay. So we stayed in mainly this area. So we did drive up through here. Florence is one of the places we stayed off at. We didn't get into the coast. Most of the areas that we stayed at were in this area. We went through Parma. That was one of the places we visited during the day. And Turin was where we went and visited at one point also. And I think I'm just looking. So wife and I landed here in Venice. We took a train into where in the hell was it? Well, we went to we were going to go to Milan for the day, but the sister-in-law didn't want to go there. And we took a train into here. So took a train to here, to Bologna, and then we stayed. We went. I'm trying to think where it was, because it was like, yeah. So we stayed somewhere around in here, if I'm not mistaken, is where we stayed at, and then we would take day trips out from there to most of these places. We did not hit the coast at all, and then we went from there to this area here. So we basically visited all of this area, and we went to this lake right here, and I've got a video of that one there. That was pretty cool. That particular lake is like the cleanest water you could ever imagine. It's like really, really good, really clean. And then we went into Rome, and then wife and I flew out of Rome, and the brother-in-law and sister-in-law had to take a train back from Rome because they landed. They took they got a cheap flight, I think it was, from Florence. So we were closer here to Florence because, like I said, we were in this little area around this little lake right here. I think we were somewhere in this area, if I'm not mistaken, the second place we stayed. And we drove into Rome, and then they took a train from Rome to Florence, and then had to fly out of Florence because that's where they landed, was in Florence. It sucked for them. That sucked so bad. Florence. Yeah. Florence. Very proud. It's like, but that like button is feeling very lonely. It probably is. It does happen. Yeah. Sorry. I probably should have shown you that. I probably should have shown you that. Yeah. So wife and I landed in oh damn it, Venice. So this is where my wife and I landed. I would suggest if you ever go there, that's a pretty cool place to go. And then we took a train into Bologna, and we stayed somewhere in that area. Brother-in-law and sister-in-laws were in Florence, and then we went to past this little lake right here, and then we stayed somewhere over in here near Terni. Is where we were close to, because we used to take day trips out to all these little places, and then to Rome. So that was basically our trip. It looked a little bit like, we did want to go here, but we were so close to Croatia, you could have thrown a stone to it. Sorry, that's really bad. I shouldn't do that. How wicked. How are you doing? Sorry. That's bad of me. I shouldn't do stuff like that. It's too early in the morning. You can't touch it. Boom, boom, boom. That's right. All right. Well, we do have some more. Some more interesting stuff here for you. All right. Congress returns to unfinished business and a new Trump era. Oh man, they're ranting over this, aren't they? Washington. Congress returns to a changed Washington as President-elect Donald Trump's hard right agenda. Hard right. Hard right. It's so hard. It's so right, which is bullshit. Sorry. Congress returns to a changed Washington. All right. Nothing has changed in Washington. Keep this in mind. Nothing changes in Washington until January 20th. That's going to be your biggest change. That's whenever the seating of power changes. Okay. The hard right. Okay. Now they're calling Trump hard right. And if Trump was hard right, the Kamala is so far left that she can't even see the trannies coming out after her. Buoyed by eager Republican allies eyeing a full sweep of power. No, they pretty much do have a full sweep of power. At Capitol Hill, when Democrats are sorting out what went wrong. As I said earlier, there's a reason why they haven't figured this out. It is because they've put the blinders on, because nobody wants to have a conversation with anyone that calls them racist, misogynistic, homophobic, whatever ism that you can possibly come up with. It's just like, you know what? You're a lost cause. You have at it hating on me all you want to. I've got better things to do. Like, I'm going to make my message very clear to the American people. That's what happened. The left still hasn't figured it out. It was they tanked the economy. They've gone after every single person that has sided with Trump. They've gone after Trump himself. They tried everything they could. Even as final election results are being tallied by the AP, the House and Senate leadership is pushing ahead towards the second term Trump White House and what he's called a mandate for governing. It's not a mandate for governing. It is his agenda. He ran on these things. While the left was screaming about Project 2025, the Republicans, the conservatives, the gays, the blacks, the whites, the Jews, the homophobes, the non-homophobes, every single person was looking at what Agenda 47 was, what his plan was for the country. They weren't listening to the Democrats and their horrible messaging. They didn't give two shits that they had Megan Thee Stallion getting paid $5 million to show up to a concert that Camel Toe spoke at. See, whenever you were saying you had all these crowds at the airport to try to make your numbers look better than they were, and you have to Photoshop people in there, it became very clear that it was more than just messaging. Like, you had no chance whatsoever. You wouldn't give an interview for months. And then whenever you had a debate, you got your ass handed to you even worse than Biden did. And Biden's halfway there. You can't figure out what happened. Trump is already testing the norms of governance. What the norms according to who? See, you have to remember what they think is normal is illegal, and it's wrong. During this presidential transition, telling the Senate to forego its advise and consent role and simply accept his cabinet nominees. These aren't nominees. There's certain people that he doesn't have, that Congress, Senate, they have no choice over. It's his administration. He can fire whomever he wants to within the bounds of the law. They don't understand this. We need 20 more thumbs up to catch up to Chad. That's like 20 million is owed to the vendors and the small businesses. Yeah. Trump's going to deliver his deportations, the drilling the wall. It's going to take all of us together, says Ralph Norman, RSC, conservative member of the House Freedom Caucus. But first, the House and Senate leaders will hold internal party elections this week for their own jobs. Most of the top Republican leaders depend on Trump for their political livelihoods and have worked to draw closer to the president-elect to shore up loyalty. No different than the Democrats did whenever Biden was in there. So it's basically the same old, same old. The politicians are going to be the bootlickers, constantly begging for scraps. Save my election. Save my pension. Yeah, all you need is 2 years and you have pension for life if you're a member of the government. You wonder why these guys go in half broke and they come out rich as hell. No wonder they want to lick the boots of Donald Trump. House Speaker Mike Johnson, who is on the cusp of keeping a slim majority hold of the chamber, doesn't matter if he has majority, he still has majority, will assemble his leadership team early Tuesday to the Capitol steps for a victory lap and agenda setting in the Senate, where Republicans seize power from Democrats on election night. Yeah, it's on the cusp, according to whom. It's already foregone. It's just AP doesn't want to let it go. As Congress returns to Washington, we must prepare the Senate to advance that agenda legislatively, ensure that the president-elect can hit the ground running with his appointees confirmed as soon as possible, says GOP Senator John Thune of South Dakota, who's seeking the leadership job. Yeah. All told, it's a fundamental reshaping not only of the power of senators in Washington, but the rules of governing. No, it's the same rules. You still have the same rules. Those rules do not change. This is going to be a very challenging time, says some crackhead from Washington with a big D in front of their name. She described the horrific immigration policies that Trump promised. What horrific immigration policies? Here's immigration policies. You want to know what immigration policies are? You show up at a border. You show up at a port of entry. You show your paperwork. How is that poor immigration policies? How is that poor immigration policies? I would love for somebody to answer that question. How are those poor immigration policies? Whenever you have illegals crossing the border by the truckloads, by the millions, you know, and put this into perspective. The largest rallies that Camel Toe was having, she couldn't draw in 1/100th of the amount of people that have crossed illegal that we know of. That's you have to fill up a lot of stadiums just to bring that amount of people in. That's a lot of freaking people coming across the border. If that isn't an invasion, what would you call it? Our members are ready to take up the fight again, she said, standing alongside a handful of newly elective lawmakers she called the bright lights. How many lights are there? 4. First test will come during the lame duck period of the remaining days of this Congress. The 8-week sprint until January 3rd, when the new lawmakers are sworn into office. As lawmakers return this week, they will be joined by dozens of new names in the House and Senate who are in town for freshman orientation weeks and the private leadership elections scheduled for Wednesday. Private leadership. But Republican senators are protesting that one of their own, newly elected, Dave McCormick of Pennsylvania, is being excluded from orientation week by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer because there are still uncounted ballots in his race. Schumer's office has said it is custom to wait until the ballots are counted. The Senate leadership races to replace outgoing GOP leader Mitch McConnell is turning into a test of Trump loyalties with the president's elect allies, including billionaire Elon Musk and Make America Great influencers pushing the senators to elect Senator Rick Scott of Florida. But Scott has not been the most popular candidate for the leadership post, and senators have been rallying around the 2 Johns. I bet they do. I bet they rally around a couple of Johns. Thus, the second ranking GOP leader and Corin of Texas, the outcome of Wednesday's private balloting behind closed doors is highly uncertain. Don't care. See, they know now that Trump is done playing with them. And they are very worried. They are very worried because there's nothing that they can do. Nothing that they can do. This is how Democrats think.
Can someone tell me what MAGA men find attractive so that I can wear the complete opposite?
Yeah. That should sum it up for you. But oh no, it gets so much better. This is our new borders.
I wish some of the Democratic leadership would say that out loud. Look, You want to know why there's 50,000 people in detention? You want to know why we have 1 million illegal entries in the United States? You want to know why I have these issues? Because you have failed to secure the border. You have failed to work with this president to close the 3 loopholes we've asked for 2 years to close. So if you want to know why this issue exists, you need to look in the mirror. You have failed American people for not securing the border and closing loopholes.
Mr. Holman,
Look,
please respect the chair and the authority of the chair.
No,
The
you have-
time of
you,
the
lady.
gentleman has expired.
I've asked you politely to let me go beyond my time, and you let other people go beyond their time, but not to Tom Holman. He don't get to go beyond his time.
Mr. Holman, we have approved
this is a
an
circus.
agreement
This is a circus.
between the Republicans and the Democrats with the ranking member. We increased the time of one witness, one member of Congress who was interrupted by a protest. That is done with the approval of the ranking member. Please respect the chair's authority. The
I respect the chair's authority, but the chair.
Mr. Holman.
You work for
excuse
me. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer.
child.
You work for me.
Damn right.
Witness will suspend.
You work for me, woman. Don't you start with that crap. You work for me.
My friend sent me a video about liberal women shaving their head, and I was like, okay, and now I'm seeing it all over TikTok, and I'm like, they're really doing this. They're really, and like divorcing their husbands and stuff, and I'm like, go for it, honey. Leave all the men out there for the conservative women to repopulate with, because we don't need this in the next generations. This is mental disorders.
Ooh, damn. Damn. She called it. She called it. She called it. Oh my God. She called it. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. Bullseye. Yeah, she ain't wrong. That's right. Go ahead. They would say, see you bye. She hit the nail on that bald head. Damn right. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy that people think oh, I got to show this to you. There you go. Check this out. Oh. 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 Boys. So demon women want to become skinheads? Well, I mean, I guess so. That was loud, mate. But if you covered the secret, I can't. That's the problem. That's the problem. There's certain things you can't cover. Then they start going off of oxymorons. Sorry, that was just plain funny. No, you want to see funny? I've got funny for you this morning, right here.
Can I make my phone call? Do I have rights? Can I make my phone call?
Who you gonna call?
Huh?
Who you gonna call?
Your mama.
All right, get your ass in the car.
Okay, but that was.
Whatever.
Can I?
call? Who you gonna call? Your mom? Oh, that was glorious. That was glorious. Oh. Old school cut down. Make your mama jokes great again. Oh God, yes. There's so many things we need to make great again. Speaking of making things great, we're gonna do a little coffee break here. I need to get some more coffee into my system here. So I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Sandy shores, get a tan, Rambo the orangutan. Driving a golf cart, oh man, Rambo is half crazy, yes he can. Well, that SOB's a sight to F and see. Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Whoa, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Shizzy on the dunes, coffee in hand. Rambo is a loon, and Shizzy is, well, that is too dirty to say here. Shizzy on the dunes, coffee in hand. Rambo is a loon, and Shizzy is a, that is too dirty to say here, Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Otters in the surf, hummingbirds in the sky. Rambo honks the horn and spits in Shizzy's eye. Oh my! Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Oh, Rambo's rolling. Rambo takes a turn, driving to the wave. Otters wave their paws, telling Rambo, not sure, but if you could understand, Otter, it probably wasn't nice. Rambo takes a turn, driving to the waves. Otters wave their paws, telling Rambo, not sure, but if you could understand, Otter, it probably wasn't nice. Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. So here's to Rambo, otters and hummingbirds by the edge of the ocean. And Shizzy, well, he might just be there too. Here's to Rambo, otters and hummingbirds by the edge of the ocean. And Shizzy, well, he might just be there too.
Yo, mama's so stupid, the past 2 quarters in her ears, she put 2 quarters in her ears and they thought she was listening to 50 Cent. That's all right. Oh, that's a good one. I love it. Speaking of 2 quarters in your ears, there's only one thing that makes it that way. And I'm telling you right now, it is time for.
He's an asshole. Look at his haircut. Anybody with a haircut like that, you know he's an asshole.
What's up?
Oh my gosh.
President asshole here.
Mm-hmm. It's wonderful. It's glorious. Oh man. Oh man. You know, here's something that I wanted everyone to see, and I had this queued up because this is glorious right here. If you haven't seen this,
we look at the 5 cases, 6 months from now, a year from now. Let's assume all 5 of them go to trial. He's guilty of 3 so far.
Wait, what do you mean he's guilty of 3 so far?
Well, he's been convicted of 3. Sorry.
What do you mean? No, he hasn't.
I love this. No, Eugene Carroll was guilty.
That was not a conviction. That was a civil case.
Okay, well, yes, that's what I'm talking about. So that
Okay, but there's a big difference.
It's still he was convicted. He was guilty of that.
No.
In the Trump organization, they're guilty there.
That, again, was still civil, libel.
Yes, of course. But these are the cases we're talking about. And in the third one,
she's a lawyer, right?
Yeah, of course. And in the third one, I'm just talking about the 5 cases. Yes, some are civil, obviously, and some are not. Some are criminal. But if we look at all 5 cases,
3 convictions. Now you're walking it back.
I'm not walking it back. There's 3 in which he was.
You should walk it back.
Okay,
I'm
guys,
so glad
take
Megan is here.
Of the 5, 3 of them he's either guilty or
You got a bad result.
Yeah, got a bad result. There are 2 more. If he is found guilty of those 2 more, Megan, and 5 of 5, we had a bad result. Way to frame it. Will you chalk all 5 up in your mind to 5 different jurisdictions, 5 different prosecutors, 5 different juries and/or judges, all conspiring to get him?
100%.
Okay.
Yes.
That's all I wanted to hear your answer to. 5 of 5 different jurisdictions.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, Eugene Carroll, they changed the law so that she could bring a civil lawsuit against him, and she did. New York jury
violates constitutional law.
7% for Joe Biden. That fix was in right from the start. The fraud trial that Letitia James brought against him has never been brought. There's no victims. The banks who were involved said we didn't lose a penny. What are we doing here? We weren't damaged. Nobody was complaining except Tish James, who ran for office saying, I will get him. Then you have Alvin Bragg, who's a George Soros-funded prosecutor who doesn't like to prosecute any crime in New York City, where I lived for 17 years, except if your name is Donald Trump. Let's go down to Georgia, where Fani Willis and Nathan Wade couldn't keep their libidos in check long enough to actually bring this case against Donald Trump. It's a repeat of what was happening in January 6th up in the case with Judge Chutkan, who loathes Trump and has sentenced almost every J6 defendant to way more jail time than their counterparts would get. Those are falling apart because of presidential immunity, which was handed down by the Supreme Court, who said you cannot bring a criminal case against a sitting president for any official act. Those cases have been gutted. Also a Supreme Court ruling saying the same on January 6 defendants in general. And that leaves us with Florida and the documents. And Trump has torn that apart because Jack Smith wasn't properly appointed and isn't the right counsel. But there are other issues that got presidential immunity there.
Absolutely.
So that one's going nowhere as well. And by the way, they're going to appeal it up to the 11th Circuit. Sort out. The 11th Circuit is conservative, and thank God so is the current Supreme Court. They're not going to tolerate that nonsense.
Let me ask you both.
I think Jay Cal just lost his right to ever bring up lawfare again.
It's over. I didn't give. We're not here to give my opinion. You look at
but you gave it to us anyway.
Oh, exactly.
Not here to get your opinion.
I mean, that was so. See, they look at Megyn Kelly and they think, oh, she's just this dumb blonde. No, she was a
lawyer. She's smart. Yeah.
She knows the damn law. She's not an idiot. She's not an idiot. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful.
And she and Trump do not get along, or at least there are times where they did not get along at all.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, what video is this? What video is this? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Thank you for showing this. I have someone I'm going to show it to because she doesn't get this. Of course she doesn't. That's the problem is they will. It is because people have put those, like I said, they put the blinders on.
They've been lied to for so long by the mainstream media
that they believe it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's not anything, any logic or facts or reason that will change their mind because it's based on pure emotion and rage.
Exactly.
They don't like it. Orange man bad, and we're going to get him no matter what.
Thank
Let
you.
the law and the Constitution be damned.
Yes. Oh, love this.
Ladies, your privilege is showing. If you are shaving your head because you think any of your rights are being taken away, please go talk to my sisters in the Middle East. The ones who have to cover their hair, the ones who have to cover their face, the ones who have to cover their hands, the ones who aren't allowed to leave the house without a man or get driver's licenses, the ones in Iraq who were told now that the age of consent is now 9, or the ones in Afghanistan that were now told that they are not allowed to talk to each other and have their voices heard by even other women. Go talk to them. You're saying that by shaving your head and getting fat, you are now no longer being attractive to men. But I thought women were supposed to be upholding women, and that the body positivity movement meant everyone's attractive. And so now you are just shitting on women who are overweight or who are bald through chemo or alopecia. Your privilege is showing, and it's shameful.
She's definitely not attractive, but she's not wrong. She's not wrong. Oh.
Star said, "It's like those eyes scare me."
Yes, they do. Oh, it's so. It's just the hair dye companies are about to take a hit. Yep, that's what it's been all along. The blinders have been taken off, and
there are some who are seeing the light, but
yeah,
a little too late.
Yeah, there's still the crazies out there that are shaving their heads, that are, like they said, divorcing their husbands, that have all of these issues, and it's. I don't think my wife would be that stupid. I really don't. Like, don't worry, ladies. I'm not going to be available anytime soon. Not that you'd want me anyway, because I'm a real pain in the ass. So, it's like, I don't see that happening. Because, well, hell, it didn't happen whenever Camel Toe became president. Or what was it? What was his name? Oh, Biden. Yeah, whenever Biden became president. Sure. I was just like, okay, well, just means that you have to work harder at, getting the people in there that you want. Call out the bullshit. The thought of beauty on the inside doesn't help keep your food down. This is awesome.
You would be the greatest press secretary in the history of the United States. Take the freaking job.
Can you imagine? No, I think I used to say to reporters who worked for me, I would always have the same rule. I'd always give them the same lecture. And I would say, you can't, you should be passionate about things, but if you can't cover your own girlfriend because you love her. So your view of her is totally distorted. I always say to my wife, who's almost 56, I'm like, I think you're just totally hot. Maybe you're not. I have no idea what you look like at this point, but I think you're hot. Because my view of my wife is so distorted because I like her. And I think the same is true for hate. If you hate someone, you should not be covering the person because you can't see their humanity. You're just blinded by rage. And I feel that way about the national media. I mean, I really mean it. I dislike them. I know conservatives are always telling you how much they hate the media. I hate the media. Imagine if you're me and you spent your whole life with them and you know them all personally and you know just how corrupt they are, that they would, and they have, sat there and told lies that put people in prison, separated them from their children. Like, I could not be in a briefing room full of people like that. I would just be spitting hate at them, and I don't want to be hateful. I don't want to be around people I hate, and I really mean it. I would be up there like screaming at them. You know what I mean? And saying horrible things to them, like really horrible, personal things. You know what I mean? Because I know what they've done, and I would just say it. And I don't, that's not the Christian way, and I don't want to be that guy. So no, I can't do that job.
No, sometimes it's needed. Even Jesus flipped tables and cracked whips.
Yes.
Oh no, you showed that the committee thing earlier with that stupid bitch with the gavel. They had to throw me out of there because I'd have laid into her sorry ass.
Oh God! Yes.
Show the chair authorities. Well, you think you're important because you're banging a little gavel up there? You're nothing.
No. Somebody made, because I showed that yesterday. Someone made an observation. They said it looked like a toddler banging that gavel.
Yeah, exactly. It's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, you and me too. I mean, I deal with people I hate almost every day.
Oh, I could never be president. I would get the Kennedy treatment pretty quickly because I would embarrass them.
Yes.
But here's American, because press is going to show up. You call a press conference, and this is what the people you elected are doing today. This is the kind of bullshit they're trying to pass today, instead of worrying about what you need. Here we go, and just run down the list. Just every day, just embarrass them every day. They would hate me.
Oh yeah.
I'm shutting down, and I'm demanding your resignation. Any department heads, any agency heads, you are going to submit your resignation by 12:01 p.m. on January 20th. If I don't have it by the 12:59 p.m., you are summarily fired.
Yeah. And I've got people already in place to take over your job.
Yep. And all the employees below you is going to be the same. You're going to have 48 hours to resign, or you will be summarily fired, because your authority to sit in that position is derived from me as president. And I don't want you here anymore. Now, you can reapply, and we will vet you thoroughly. And if that means government shuts down for 90 days while we rehire people and hire new people, so be it.
Let's put it this way. You could shut down the government for a year, and it would not change anything. Anything. It would not change a damn thing outside of a war. There's nothing that they could possibly do that would make a single change in anything, except there would be less spending. Because your tax dollars are paying for their breakfast, their lunch, their dinner, their housing, everything.
Yep.
That's your tax dollars at work. Your tax dollars are paying for everything. Even if they don't show up to work, you're still paying for it. You are still paying for your local congressmen, your senators, your city managers. You were paying for that the whole time during the pandemic, where they had you locked away in your homes. You were paying for every single one of them. Do you think that they weren't receiving a paycheck while you were not? Because that business, that little mom and pop business, got shut down. They were. Hiring your local guy, that was doing just deliveries. But guess what? Now he's got no job because, well, you're not allowed to open. You're not allowed to serve anybody. You're not allowed to do anything. They were still receiving paychecks. Do you think that they took a pay cut?
Government's essential.
Essential to what? Essential to what? Essential to this shit?
Philadelphia. Here's what I guess.
So just whatever they declare.
It is entirely possible that we will not have the opportunity to ever cast a ballot again.
Okay, so here's what, according to the Washington Examiner, they spent reportedly $1 million again to Harpo Productions. 6 figures was spent on Harris's Call Her Daddy podcast appearance. A lot of that was building a set. Okay, up to $20 million on swing state concerns on the eve of the election. And then the concerts. Now, who performed? Bon Jovi, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga. Think about all the crew, all the staff that comes along with these celebrities for these concerts and how much it costs to put those concerts on, okay? So the other thing is the digital media advertising. Because if you look at how much, and this is according to FEC filings, from election day, $654 million from when Harris announced up until election day, $654 million. And then Trump only spent $378 million. That's according to Ad Impact. Look at that spread about what the two campaigns spent. Look at that difference. And, also too, really quick, Bernie Sanders, I found him a little disingenuous yesterday on Meet the Press because he's talking about billionaires buying elections. I'm sorry, Reid Hoffman from Netflix, George Soros. Think about the millions of dollars that those billionaires spent.
Well, we're going to be talking about Bernie Sanders in a little bit. Also, on the money that Kamala Harris spent, Donald Trump with that Truth Social post saying, we have a lot of money that we could pay off Kamala Harris's debts, was a bit of a bipartisan slam dunk, I guess you could say. Okay, so let's talk about this cruise.
Yeah.
Don't pay off her damn debts.
Hell no. Oh, this is so glorious. These guys, this is a point of view, walking through Manhattan with a MAGA hat on. Oh.
Yeah, I saw that.
This is hilarious. Look at the faces. Yeah. The looks. They're just like, what the hell?
She like stops running. She's like running and just stops and walks.
It's like, huh? What? That's so awesome. That's so awesome. Just the look on their faces. Oh my God. Oh my God. So crazy. Would think he had poop on his head. Oh yeah. Plays Shizzy at ×2 speed while he says he needs more coffee. That's scary. That's scary. Oh, you're so upset at Bon Jovi. Why would you be upset at Bon Jovi?
You didn't know that Bon Jovi was a leftist? Who said they're upset at Bon Jovi? I mean, I've known that for years.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Just because
he made that known back when Obama was running. Like he made it really known back then.
See, people tend to forget this. That oh, I don't like them anymore because they're leftist or some shit like that. No, you can still say if you like Bon Jovi's music, he's a great fucking musician. Okay, if you like Jim Carrey's acting, he's still a good fucking actor. Even Tom Hanks is still a good fucking actor. That you can't take that kind of shit away from them. They're still good actors. They're still good musicians. That doesn't dissuade. It shouldn't dissuade you from how you feel about what they are good at, what they're actually really good at. You can't take that away from them. Just because you don't like them, that's a you thing. You know, you shouldn't let that affect your outlook on being able to say, hey, no, Tom Hanks does a really good job at acting. I mean, that's something he had to work hard at. That's not an easy thing to do, to navigate that kind of shit. To be able to pull off, Saving Private Ryan. That was an awesome movie. You can't take away that, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective wasn't freaking hilarious.
Liar.
Or Liar. I mean, these are people that are paid actors. They're out there making a buck. Yeah, you haven't liked Tom Hanks since he became a bammer.
A bammer. Oh yeah, the old gumps.
Well, and that's the thing is people get so upset over these people that they're going to buy, and it's one of those things where you just have to know the realm that you're going into. I remember a while back.
But they need to also keep their damn mouth shut.
Yeah. Oh no, it was and this was during Obama. Whenever Obama was running for his presidency, wife and I went to go see REM at Lakewood Amphitheater. And I'm just like, yeah, REM, whatever. I mean, I used to work on some of their keyboards for their keyboardists for REM.
Yeah.
And I've dealt with like REM's musicians, like I can't remember the keyboard player's name off the top of my head. So I've dealt with them on that level. You already know what their politics are, and I don't care. It's like they're good musicians. Like all of the members of REM are good musicians, and I respect them as musicians. Now we went to go see them, and I was like, "Oh, cool! This will be a fun show." And of course, the first thing they started talking about was Obama, and it was about 90% of the crowd booed them. Started booing ever living. They were just like, boo, shut up, play music, we don't care. That was and these are people that were more left leaning, and how REM is, because they're very political. Whenever they get up and speak, they're very political, and people did not want to hear it. They're just like, we don't care, play music. And my wife was like, well, they should know they're coming to an REM show. I was like, they came to an REM show, not to a fucking presidential rally.
Yeah.
She was like, well, you should know they're political. Yeah. And you should know that people are political also. And they booed them off. They wanted to hear music.
Yeah, you're trying to escape the bullshit when you go to a concert.
Exactly.
I don't need the lectures. I don't need that shit. We're escaping life. That's the one. We go to the movie, go to a concert. We're escaping real life.
Well, actors are paid. That's the thing. These actors are paid to give that political advice. They're being paid by one party or the other. Actors' jobs are to pretend to be someone else. If they do a good job, they get hired again. If it's not, it's one and done. Musicians get paid to play music. If they do well, they make albums and sell them. But why do people look to actors and musicians and television celebrities and for political advice? Because they have followers. They have people, they're diehard fans. And, you know, people are sick of it. It's like, don't care. You need to read the first part too. I did. I got you. This is amazing. Check it out.
Alright guys, so we're looking at these right here. He's up right now, 20 electoral college votes, so
Look at how chill they are. Sitting there watching that stuff come in.
We could do one big family shot.
Everyone good with Flash?
That's Dark Maggot does that.
3, 2, 1. One more. Got it.
Perfect. That's great.
why don't we do a family shot?
Elon, you have to have a picture with your boy. We have to get Elon with his boy.
Okay. Absolutely.
A gorgeous, perfect boy.
Tristan's almost adopted.
That's a great
Perfect.
picture.
Family?
Dude, that's how it was.
Add more. Keep adding more people.
Mm-hmm.
Each picture, we had 5 more people.
Yep. You can love your art and not give a shit about politics, really. So once you get your art and still not care about your views. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, so this is what it looked like inside the campaign. Imagine that. That's how it was.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I've got to show this because everybody's been freaking out about this. Here you go.
She's feeling better. Now, the former head of ICE, Tom Homan, has just been picked as border czar for the upcoming administration, and he recently went on 60 Minutes to justify the price that migrants and Americans will pay for his plan. Take a look.
They're not
We have
migrants.
seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if
So
it's
what?
accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is.
Send them all back.
Deported together.
I don't care what anybody's opinion is on illegal immigration. When you create a crisis this big, all these other bad things happen. That's why we have to secure the border. I don't care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, or independent. Border security is national security.
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps
if you don't have a border, you don't have a nation.
Back to the plan that was that both the Republicans and the Democrats were going to do at the border and was stopped by you know who. So maybe that's in his mind that they're
Really, Whoopi? You know, here's the thing. She got owned on this also. Like once Twitter got a hold of this, they put it into context and they just nailed her. I'll read it off here in a short bit.
something to do.
You realize, I mean, it's chilling what he just said. You realize that when he says, yes, families can be deported together, what he is saying
is, yes, that is how this works.
Damn right.
If you're here
They're
illegally,
bitching about $88 billion. How much have we thrown at Ukraine in the last 2 years?
in
almost 3
just in
years.
the last 2 years, in the last 3 years.
2 to 3 years. Well, almost 3 years. But
Yeah,
how many billions, hundreds of billions of dollars have we thrown at Ukraine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can't secure our own fucking border.
Yep. To me, it's tantamount to a fruit of the poisonous tree. Just because some illegal hoe drops a kid on U.S. soil doesn't make them legal citizens.
Exactly. They're not. There is no birthright citizenship in the Constitution.
Is that U.S. citizens can be deported. What he is saying is
They're not U.S. citizens. And that's where they
You
got
derive
handed.
your
These aren't US
citizenship from your parents. It's always been that way throughout history.
Yes.
if the parent is undocumented and they have U.S. citizen children or U.S. citizen spouse, or and you don't want to separate them, then let's deport the U.S. citizens.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That way you
If
don't
you're,
have
if you're helping them if you're helping them come across illegally or housing them illegally, you're now aiding and abetting in a crime. We'll send your ass back too. You don't want to be separated, you can go back with them. Otherwise, you're staying here.
No, Texas passed a law. Texas passed a law in Texas, and this got passed through, and everybody was up in arms over it because what did that law say? 5 years, $10,000 per person per offense, and that if you're caught harboring, moving, transporting any of that shit illegals, you will be sought out. You will be arrested. You will serve time. They made that. They were pushing that shit together.
They're worried about separating families. What happens if I get a DUI with my kids in the car? They're going to separate me from my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it happens all day, every day. Parents get separated from their kids because they commit a crime.
Exactly. Oh, they and the left is going, well, we don't understand why they would do such a thing.
Look, Donald Trump won the electoral vote. He won. He's going to win the House.
He won the electoral vote. He won the presidency. He won the popular vote. Amazing, huh?
House. He won the Senate.
No, he didn't. Trump didn't win the House. He didn't win the Senate. He won the presidency.
Yeah, but the down ballot votes are because of him.
Sure.
Which is why the Arizona and Wisconsin are stolen. That there's no way that more people voted for the Democrat in Arizona than they did for Trump. So
amazing how that works, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
For all effects and purposes, he's got the Supreme Court. They've given him.
He doesn't have the Supreme Court either. I'm sorry, you can sit there and say, well, he won because of the down votes. He did not run in those races.
No, but those people won because essentially they were riding his coattails. That's how it is. Yeah. So
exactly.
He's helped.
What's going to happen across?
Yeah.
Immunity. This is what the country voted for. This is, a lot of people thought that when he talked about mass deportations, he wasn't being serious. I don't know how many times he had.
What? No, he was being dead serious, and everybody knew that he was being dead serious, and they're ready to see this
And they're
happen.
like, yes, please. I mean, look at all the border counties that are, one in Texas that's like 97% Democrat or something, and they voted for Trump.
Yeah.
And of course they're blaming it, and it's like all these Hispanics down there in these counties are voting for Trump because they're living that nightmare on the border every day.
Yeah, all the border, everything all along the border, they voted.
Yeah.
They voted for Trump.
Voted for Trump.
They still don't get it.
To say it for people to realize he was being serious. Well, if you thought he wasn't being serious, the appointment of Tom Homan today as border czar, and he will be in charge of a mass deportation program, the largest the country has ever seen, they say. And now Stephen Miller, as deputy chief of staff, should let you know that he was absolutely serious. And when you talk about mass deportations, people think, oh, it's just going to be the criminals.
You were a criminal as soon as you came across the border illegally.
Yep.
What is this so hard to conceive? If you came across the border illegally, therefore an illegal immigrant, you have already broken the law.
Yep. And you can't claim asylum. Is this asylum? Well, no, you have to stop in the first safe nation, and that's considered Mexico on our southern border. So those coming from Central and South America have to claim asylum in Mexico before they can come here and claim asylum.
Correct.
International law requires that they claim it in Mexico.
If they do want to come here and claim asylum, they have to do it at a border crossing.
You have to go through a port of entry.
Where you're supposed to do it, at a port of entry, and wait. And
it should be turned away every single time.
Exactly.
Sorry. Go to where? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Aliens in the federal prison system for it to be mass deportations. What it means is grandmothers. What it means is brothers and aunts. What it means is abuelos y abuelas. It means dreamers. It means family members. It means your colleagues. It means your friends. It means people who are part of the society. And
okay, so let's
stop breaking the law, assholes. That's all I can say.
So you're telling me that we should be worried because they're our friends if they are driving drunk and run down a school bus full of nuns. That we should just say, oh well, they're our friends. They shouldn't spend any time in jail. Is that what you're saying? That we're not supposed to prosecute criminals? That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, look at some of these liberal havens. They don't. Unless your name's Donald Trump, then they'll come at you.
Oh yeah. Why do we have people from China and countries from Africa coming here?
Exactly.
Why?
And look, America, those of you who voted for Trump, this is what you wanted. This is what you voted for. You screwed around and you're about to find out.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Really?
What is that? Is that a threat, lady? Because we could send your ass away, too.
Oh, and the what they came back at, because the readers added context that they thought people might want to know. U.S. citizens cannot be deported. Legal residents, green card holders, can be deported under certain circumstances. You want to see the new ambassador to the UN?
Yes. It is a context-dependent decision, Congresswoman.
It's a context-dependent decision. That's your testimony today. Calling for the genocide of Jews is depending upon the context. That is not bullying or harassment. This is the easiest question to answer yes, Ms. McGill. So is your testimony that you will not answer yes?
If it if the
yes
speech
or
becomes
no?
if the speech becomes conduct, it can be harassment. Yes.
Conduct meaning committing the act of genocide? The speech is not harassment? This is unacceptable, Ms. McGill. I'm going to give you one more opportunity for the world to see your answer. Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Penn's code of conduct when it comes to bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
It can be harassment.
The answer is yes. And Dr. Gay, at Harvard, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
It can be, depending on the context.
No.
What's the context?
Targeted as an individual. Targeted as an individual.
It's targeted at Jewish students, Jewish individuals. Do you understand your testimony is dehumanizing them? Do you understand that dehumanization is part of anti-Semitism? I will ask you one more time. Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
Anti-Semitic rhetoric.
And is it anti-Semitic rhetoric?
Anti-Semitic rhetoric, when it crosses into conduct that amounts to bullying, harassment, intimidation, that
the
is
words, not
actual
just
conduct, and we
actions,
do
but the
take
words.
action.
So the answer is yes, that calling for the genocide of Jews violates Harvard Code of Conduct, correct?
Again, it depends on the context.
It does not depend on the context. The answer is yes, and this is why you should resign. These are unacceptable answers across the board.
And what they need to say is we're now going to tax your endowments. Because they got $1 billion endowment funds that are tax-free, and they need to be taxed.
Put this into
You'll
context.
see them change their attitude real fucking quick.
Yeah, put this into context. She is the person that is going to be the ambassador to the UN. That lady right there that was holding her feet to the fire is going to be ambassador to the UN. You want to see what happened to the AP? Here you go.
Yeah.
Mate, go! Don't you touch me!
Excuse me. Please. Get out of here. No, we are leaving, but you don't need to hurt us. There's no need to be unkind. Hey, don't do it.
The gang's attention turns when a local intervenes and drives his mobility scooter into the most violent attacker.
Move.
You wonder why they were there? They were there. There was 60 Minutes journalists went to Sweden to show the wonderful world of diversity and integration.
Yep. And they learned all about diversity. But they won't be honest about it. They'll still cover up what it really is. They won't be honest about it.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
Hi there. I am a principled liberal actor, and I have a message for all you maggots out there that voted for the orange bigot. Hollywood is a tolerant place. We accept everyone.
There you go.
We are welcoming, and if you feel scared, you can. Zachary Levy did what? He came out for Trump. You get my agent on the phone right now, and you tell him that movie I had with Zachary Levy, that's gone. I am not working with him. And you can put him on that list with Gina Carano, Nick Searcy, that Marsden guy, the asshole that he is, Rob Schneider. That's it. They will never work in this town again. As I was saying, there is no place in Hollywood.
Going on Les Goldman on us here.
Oh, yes. Awesome. This is awesome. Oh.
Guys, since Trump was announced the winner, normally, I live on Fordham, and normally on Fordham, all you see is like tables with tents and people just taking the whole sidewalk where you can't even walk. 42nd Street is full of criminals and shit. Since Trump was announced the winner, when I tell you our streets have been clean, our train system have been clean of people, and like you could walk in the sidewalks, like I can't even explain to you the feeling of peace that I feel in safety. Like
you didn't even take it off as yet.
So great. Like, thank you to all the people that voted for Trump. Like, this needed to happen. And yes, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm not against immigration. But when you come here to vandalize, to steal, to rape, and then to laugh at the taxpayer, telling them to go to work so that you can eat while you slay up in a 5-star hotel for free, yeah, it's time for you to go home. And whoever don't like it, you don't gotta like it. It's my right as a citizen, as a natural born citizen, even though I was born in Michigan, but Puerto Ricans were natural born citizens. So sorry, we got to worry about us first, America first. Like, y'all chose to come here, y'all chose to do whatever y'all did, and because not everybody was doing crimes and all that, but a lot of the people were, and because of them, not all of y'all gotta go home. Ta-ta. Enjoy the trip back. They're gonna buy you coach.
So we could pay to fly first class.
I just want to say thank you. I voted for Trump. And before you ask, New York passed a law that felons could vote again on 2021. So keep your comments to yourself. Trump is back. Let's get this country in order. Let's be America first. And to all the people that came, I wish y'all a safe trip home. And now you have stories. You could tell people that you lived in New York for a little while or in America and how great it is. Bye.
Oh God. Oh, I love it. I love it. Puerto Ricans don't really want to live in the U.S. We have damn tax
No, they
thing.
don't. Yeah, they don't want to become a state because they have to start paying taxes.
Oh my God. I've got so much more of this. I can't even begin to show it all today. But I do have one last one for you guys. I do have one last one for you. This will bring a smile of joy to your face.
All the anticipation, all the excitement, all the anxiety, all the doom scrolling, all the manic refreshing of polling averages. It has all been leading to this hour. And we know you have every choice in the world for where to spend tonight. So we're really grateful that you're spending it with us. And we hope you'll be with us through the duration.
How's everybody doing? First time voting?
Yes.
How you feeling?
Good.
Are you guys doing okay too?
Yes, we're doing great. Come la la la.
I was going to ask who you're going to vote for, but I didn't need to.
Come la la la. Because voice matters.
First time voting. As you know, this is where the Harris campaign wants to drive up the numbers to sort of counteract that T in the middle of Pennsylvania to counteract the rural votes that the Trump campaign is expected to get.
And so what you've seen in the last couple of weeks, if this is an audition for managing a complex organization like the United States, Kamala Harris has passed the audition flawlessly. This has been, in many ways, a perfect campaign. And what the campaign is talking about now is the granular get out the vote effort that you just don't see on the other side. On the other side, you're seeing Charlie Kirk going on X Twitter this morning and begging people to vote.
The last week has been a very good close for Kamala Harris, not a good close for Donald Trump. He hasn't been able to fill the rallies. He's addled. He has racist comedians opening it. Whatever. It's been a trashy week for Donald Trump. It's been a very strong week for Kamala Harris.
ASU, the campus that we're on right now, ASU students, the population is about 74,000. So a lot of people voting here. When it comes to a lot of the young women that we've been talking to, reproductive rights is huge. It's a big, big driver. It's a lot of the conversation that we're hearing.
We've got about 10 now completed of those rural, heavily Trump counties. We're talking about places where he's going to get 70, 75, 80% of the vote. In all 10 that have now been completed, Trump's vote share relative to 2020 has gone up.
I'm just going to give a couple of everybody take a breath warnings here. We don't know what's going to happen in Georgia. It's like a baby blue state, I'm going to say, and that it has not been blue for a long time. It is a hard state for the Harris team.
One of the things that was so striking about the public polling and the public data going into this election was that the public polling said this is the closest race that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Basically. I mean, that was the consensus view. And there was a real question about
They had to say that.
And maybe it's going to miss a few points in one direction or another. We don't know at this point. It's very early in the evening. But I would say at 8:50, it's a very, very close race.
I'd say that if you are just joining us right this second at 8:52:06, and I have to summarize what's going on, no surprises.
Yeah, right.
Pretty much that's what's happened thus far. In Georgia, it's too close to call. In Pennsylvania, it's too close to call. In Wisconsin, it's too close to call. In Michigan, sing it with me now. It's too close to call. Whew.
Let's be blunt. I think when you watch what Donald Trump did in 2020, what Democrats were fantasizing about was a landslide victory. And so some of what was wanted and desired was a sweep that really wasn't on the table. We live in an evenly divided country, and it creates anxiety, but it also requires patience.
It is fairly shocking. And I don't think it's something that should make us super proud. You just think about just the last 2 weeks and the things that Donald Trump has said. If all of that gets you half of the votes,
48, 49%.
What does it tell you? I mean, we need to really take a step back and think about what does that say about us?
I mean, blue wall, baby, there was always going to be a blue wall night. Some of the fantasies of a landslide victory that would erase any doubt, that would eradicate, the threats. I think it's going to be a late night. The polls have accurately captured this dead heat.
Ari, since you were last with us, I've got nothing to report.
Well, the crowd here is still large, is still loud, but a little bit more subdued. And the word that I keep hearing is the idea that people here are nauseously optimistic, not just cautiously optimistic, but nauseously optimistic. The real focus now is on that blue wall in the Midwest. They knew that this was going to be a long night and that it was going to be a real nail biter, and it appears that that is exactly what we're looking at right now.
We've been saying for weeks, says O'Malley Dillon, quote, that this race might not be called tonight. Those of you who are around in 2020 know this well. What we do know is this race is not going to come into focus until the early morning hours.
Part of the objective of this email is to say to the people on the team, hang in there, guys. Like, it's not over. We're still getting votes in. We still need to keep talking to people, keep people in lines, tell your grandma it's going to be okay.
We now have an NBC News call in the first one, Joy. North Carolina called for Donald Trump.
Yeah, and so it was.
Have a good day, Stormy.
We now have all the vote in Luzerne County. Donald Trump is going to win this by a little bit more than 21 points. 4 years ago, it was 14. We also saw him make those gains in Lackawanna County right next door earlier tonight. Democrats wanted more of a Trump drop-off here. They don't get it in Lebanon County tonight. In 2020, Joe Biden won here by essentially 27 points. Sits at about 24.5. In Chester County, more significant drop-off for Harris from Biden. Next door in Montgomery County, Harris is now running point behind where Joe Biden finished in this county. Biden won this by 4.5 points in 2020. Trump has now taken the lead in Bucks County.
NBC News now projects that in the battleground state of Georgia in the presidential race, Donald Trump has prevailed. The Republican Party will control the United States Senate. This is live from Howard University in Washington, D.C.
We still have votes to count. We still have states that have not been called yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted. Thank you all.
A short and to-the-point statement from Cedric Richmond, the Harris campaign co-chair. You now see them turn as one to start to leave the grounds.
The evening was getting increasingly somber as people realized what this map is looking like. They turned off the TV set and just piped up the music because the room was starting to get increasingly somber.
You know, we always knew it was going to be down to the blue wall, and the blue wall is still uncalled at this point. But it sounds like the Harris campaign is sort of keeping things tight in terms of whether or not they're going to string people along into thinking this is going to happen.
What they tonight hoping to see and witness was a historic election of Kamala Harris.
Right here.
Was the end of the Trump era as they knew it. And so we don't know the outcome yet, but that is not what they are receiving. And they are being told to go home and wait till tomorrow.
And nothing that was true yesterday about how flawlessly this campaign was run is not true now. I mean, this really was a flawlessly run campaign. Queen Latifah never endorses anyone. She came out and she had every prominent celebrity voice. She had the Swifties. She had the Beehive. Like, you could not have run a better campaign.
In Western Europe and in the UK and in the Middle East, people are waking up to this.
Oh, and they are.
I've gotten people from Western Europe who are extraordinarily alarmed and terrified.
May I reiterate, there are 2 of the 7 swing states that
That'd be happy. Might actually be peace.
Georgia and North Carolina. None of the other 5 states have been called at this point. You can see this is the battleground states: Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, the so-called blue wall. None of those states called NBC News. The swing state of Pennsylvania, NBC News now projects that presidential contest has been won by Donald Trump. It presents an insurmountable future here for Kamala Harris and for the Democratic ticket. Let's watch as Trump takes the stage in Palm Beach, Florida.
We overcame obstacles that nobody thought.
Bless your heart. I thought I was the only mentally challenged one here.
Early morning, rise and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine.
News is out and on the air. Shizzy Whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah. Oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah. Oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah. Oh yeah. Serious is overrated. Every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town, but in a jest. Morning Whiz is always best. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.
Oh, the salt.